In a world that is just constantly fighting for our attention, it really can feel like you're losing the battle for focus. But what if I told you there was a simple, time tested technique to not just fight back, but to actually win? Well, let's dive into what's known as the Pomodoro Protocol. We've all been there, right? You've got that endless to do list, notifications are pinging left and right, and you just feel like you're being pulled in a dozen different directions at once. It's so easy to feel completely overwhelmed, like you're just spinning your wheels and not making any real progress. Let's be honest, the modern work environment is pretty much a constant battle. We are fighting this relentless barrage of interruptions, and it just leads to mental fatigue and eventually burnout. It's a real struggle just to stay on task. But there is a way to cut through all that noise. And the best part? It doesn't require any expensive software or a total life overhaul. It's a method that works with two incredibly simple tools: a timer and, well, your own brain. This method is called the Pomodoro technique, and it's this really straightforward but incredibly powerful time management system that gives your brain the structure it craves to focus deeply and then rest effectively. So, what is it exactly? Well, at its core, the Pomodoro technique is all about breaking your work down into timed, focused sprints. These intense intervals of pure work are then separated by these very deliberate short breaks. It's a simple rhythm of work and rest. Okay, so the classic Pomodoro interval is 25 minutes. When you start that timer, you are committing to working on one single task. That means no checking your phone, no quick email replies, nothing. Just pure, dedicated focus on the thing right in front of you. Then, when that timer rings, you stop. Yeah, even if you're in the middle of a sentence. You then take a 5-minute break. And the key here is that it's a real break where you completely, totally disengage from your work. And here's the full cycle. You repeat that 25-minute work and 5-minute break pattern 4 times. After that fourth session, that fourth Pomodoro, you've earned yourself a longer break, somewhere around 15 to 30 minutes, to truly recharge before you dive into your next session. Getting started is honestly so simple. First, you just identify what you're going to work on. Second, if it's a big project, break it down into smaller 25-minute chunks. This makes even the most intimidating tasks feel, totally manageable. Third, gather all your materials before you start. That eliminates any excuses for interruptions. And finally, choose a timer. It can be your phone, your computer, heck, even a simple kitchen timer. And just like that, you're ready to go. Now, that classic formula is a fantastic starting point, but the real beauty of this technique is just how flexible it is. You really should adapt it to fit your unique workflow and your schedule. So don't be afraid to experiment a little. The classic 25-5 ratio is a great start, for sure. But for a really intensive task, you might try a 50-minute sprint with a 10-minute break. If you're tackling a major project, you can even string multiple cycles together into a longer, deep work session. It's all about finding what your personal rhythm is. Okay, the next step is to engineer your environment for success. And that means actively, ruthlessly even, removing distractions. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Here's a great tip. Try turning your phone's screen to grayscale. It makes it surprisingly less appealing to just pick up and scroll. And find the space where you focus best, whether that's a dead silent library or a buzzing cafe. And this part right here, this is a crucial distinction. For this technique to actually work, your breaks have to be restorative. You have to avoid those draining distractions like, doom scrolling social media or checking work email. Instead, get up, stretch, meditate, just look out the window for a bit. The goal is a true mental reset, not just switching to another screen. Now, I know this might all seem a little counterintuitive. I mean, how does stepping away from your work make you more productive? Well, the science behind purposeful breaks is absolutely fascinating, and it's the real secret sauce to why this method works so well. Let's completely reframe how we think about breaks. They aren't a sign of weakness or that you're getting distracted. No way. As it says right here, they are a strategy for peak performance. Our brains just aren't designed for that sustained, high-intensity focus for hours on end. These breaks are a necessary part of the process, not a departure from it. A great way to think about this whole thing is like a physical workout at the gym, right? You wouldn't try to lift weights for 2 hours straight without any rest. You need those breaks between sets to recover so you can come back stronger. The Pomodoro technique is basically interval training for your brain, designed to prevent that mental fatigue. And here's the payoff, the reason you do it. These structured breaks actually renew your focus and your motivation. They spark creativity. I mean, think about how often you solve a tough problem the moment you step away from it. And over time, this practice actually reduces stress and improves your overall attention span. You're building your cognitive stamina, just like exercise builds physical stamina. So you see, this is way more than just a quick hack for one productive afternoon. Adopting this rhythm of focused work and intentional rest is a truly sustainable practice. It's a real investment in your long-term success and your well-being. Ultimately, building these breaks into your routine means you're taking care of your single most important asset, your mind. It's not about being lazy, it's about being strategic. It's a direct investment in everything you want to achieve in the long run. So the only question left is, what are you going to accomplish in your first 25 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus? Pick a task, set a timer, and go find out.